Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And I like this story, and I hope you do too. So do please hit the like button when you get to that point where you like it, and while your fingers there hitting the like button, slip it across and hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't yet done so. Now, Rishi Sunak, of course, cracked a gag yesterday at conference, as part of his closing speech, about Nicola Sturgeon going down for something else. We all know the joke, we all seen it. It was an innocuous bit of humour in an otherwise bland, dull statement from a bland, dull 3 days at Manchester. That said, some people have taken exception to it. How dare you? How dare you crack a gag at our leaderine? And he was reported to the police. But here's the thing. He wasn't reported to the police by anyone in the SNP. He was reported to the police by the General Secretary of Alba. And 9 out of 10 people, I suspect, couldn't name him. Well, his name's Chris McEleny. He is a humourless individual who obviously knows nothing about the law. And all these people moaning about how underfunded the police are. And then you get sad little men like this going and complaining to the police because somebody dared crack a joke about Nicola Sturgeon. Now, if that's not wasting police time, I don't know what is. Alba are a joke of a party. They were set up really just to give Alex Salmond a salary. Nobody really supports them. They were supposed to be the party you went to if you couldn't stomach the SNP anymore. But, it's not happening, is it? It's a failure. It's a party that's doomed to just evaporate to nothing. And come the next election, it won't have any MPs. Not that it's won anything. Of course, they just jumped ship to it, but they'll be gone. Anyway, we'll have a look at the story and then take a laugh at Mr. Chris McEleny, the world's most joyless man. Here goes. Right, honestly, you couldn't make this up. The man is an absolute idiot. But anyway, look. Alba Secretary reports Prime Minister Rishi Sunak to the Police Scotland over Nicola Sturgeon's comments. Mr. Sunak poked fun of the former SNP leader. Well, we all do that. It's very easy, isn't it? After she was arrested and questioned as part of Police Scotland's Operation Branchform investigation into the party's finances. And there they are, in happier times before the divorce. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has been reported to Police Scotland over comments made about former First Minister Nicola Sturgeon in his Tory conference speech. Mr. Sunak poked fun of the former SNP leader after she was arrested and questioned as part of Police Scotland's Operation Branchform investigation into party finances. And of course we've all made fun of her. She's such an easy target. You can't help yourself. Anyway, Miss Sturgeon was subsequently released without charges, blah blah blah. We've done this, right? The Conservative leader, who was addressing his party conference in Manchester, that's important. This is why Alba Deputy Leader or General Secretary Chris McEleny is a moron, right? Made the comments as he claimed the union between Scotland and the rest of the UK was the strongest it has been in a quarter of a century. Longer than that, I suspect. With the Prime Minister adding that the forces of separatism are in retreat. But the Tory leader then said that Nicola Sturgeon would not go down in history, but joked that she'll be charged over the cash probe. He didn't say that. This is a lie. He said Nicola Sturgeon wanted to go down in the history books as the woman who broke up our country, but now it looks like she may go down for very different reasons. That's what he actually said. But he didn't joke that she'd be charged over the cash probe. He never mentioned that. And that's the whole point. He didn't say that. He said she may go down for very different reasons. Well, may doesn't mean is, and it's got no relation to the charge. And this is where Chris McEleny is an absolute moron. There's two reasons why he's a moron. First of all Rishi Sunak said is she may go down for different reasons. That's true. What's he said that's wrong? He never mentioned the charges. He never mentioned this case. He never mentioned Operation Branchform. He never mentioned it would be for bribery, fraud, embezzlement, or anything like that. He never mentioned that. He just said she may go down. Speculation of a random general nature. No charge. Trust me on that one. No charge. Police will just look at it and go, off, son. Stop wasting our time. Number one. Number two, Police Scotland, in fact, won't say that. Police Scotland will just simply go, you're a moron. And the reason is, of course, Rishi Sunak was in England. in Manchester, in England. Firstly, not Scotland. Big difference. Secondly, outside of Police Scotland's jurisdiction. If he wanted to report the crime, he should have reported it to Greater Manchester Police. So he's chosen the wrong police force. The police force in Scotland isn't going to investigate this, number one. Number two, he hasn't broken the law. And why is that? It's quite simple. Because, Scotland and England have different legal systems. Does he not understand? Does he not understand that Scotland and its police have devolved? He's worked there. He's now working for Alba. Does he not understand how devolution works? He wants independence and the man's a moron. He doesn't even understand how devolution works. Devolved policing. Separate legal systems. In Scotland, that contempt of court about discussing or influencing decisions on legal matters applies from moment of arrest. However, in England, it's from the moment of charging. Nicola Sturgeon hasn't been charged with anything. I can sit here right now and say, well, I hope she goes down. She strikes me as being, guilty. I hope whoever convicts her, I hope when the jury's there, they convict her. I can say that. I can say that perfectly legally because two important things. One, I'm currently in England, and two, she hasn't been charged. Now, if I was in Scotland, I'd have to phrase it very much differently indeed. Fortunately, I don't have to worry about that just yet, and so I'm free to say anything I like. Why is this man, who supposedly is very senior in a party that wants to break up Britain to have an independent Scotland, not understand how the legal systems are different in the two countries? What is wrong with him? Is he actually that stupid? I've thought about it long and hard, and I've decided yes. Yes, he is. I don't know, but my working theory is yes, he is that stupid. What a moron. And also, the wrong police force, not breaking a law, and he didn't say anything specific. And yet this guy gets on his high horse to protect the ex-SNP leader. Is he having an affair with her or something? Oh, must ride to the rescue, must be the White Knight, look at me. What a prick. What an absolute prick he is. No wonder nobody wants to vote for Alba if it's got people like that in it. Do you know, nobody in the SNP reported her, or reported Rishi about it. Alex Salmond didn't. No. It took some moron from a minor party to go and report it to the wrong police force. I tell you what, you get what you deserve. I hope nobody votes for Alba anymore. If this is the calibre of people who sit there for Alba, then you just got no chance, have you? And any sort of formal complaint. And he made a formal complaint. They should send a cop round to his house and arrest him for wasting police time and resources in a time when the police haven't got any bloody time, money or resources, It's simply a PR stunt, isn't it? He's done it for a PR stunt to try and raise the profile. It's really backfired because he's raised his profile, all right, but only because people are going to point to him and say, what a knob. Anyway, I shall round off and come up. I just thought it was amusing. I'm pretty sure even she would probably have laughed at that. Would sort of, to be honest, I don't think she didn't complain, did she? She probably had a little seethe over it, let's be honest. She probably went, but she didn't complain. Why the hell should he? What a dick. Anyway, finishing coming up. Do you know, as I was coming up, I just thought of another thing as well about this Chris McEleny. He's very patronising, isn't he? He's sitting there going, oh, well, of course, little Nicola Sturgeon, she's totally incapable of defending herself and going to the police herself about this. I better do it for her to save her. Oh, you patronising pillock, I'm sure Nicola Sturgeon is more than capable of going to the police and complaining if she so wanted. But she's not a bloody child. Grow up, you tiny man. Anyway, I don't care. I thought it was like the only highlight of a very bland 3 days in Manchester. And yeah, so I reported it. Incidentally, one of my viewers didn't like. I said something about Rishi. He didn't like it. He wrote a little letter in the comments, said I'm unsubscribing, and I'm like, well, fine, you're entitled to. I don't know what I said that upset you, but I will point out you should never ever bank on politicians. They're all wankers. None of them care about you. You go through your life. You're decent. You're hard-working. You put food on the table, roof over their head. These people, they just want to interfere in your life all the time because they're either psychotic, psychopathic, or corrupt. I mean, even Boris Johnson came. He's the great saviour. He's going to save us all. Oh, Boris. Turned out he was as corrupt and nasty and stupid as everyone else. You know, these people, they're not the Messiah. They're just very naughty boys. I've done that gag before, but it's true. They come on and look at me. I'm the best thing ever. I'm going to save you all. They have a complex, don't they? They're all morons. There are some very clever ones, but the clever ones tend to be psychopaths. Takes your pick, isn't it? Do you want an idiot or a psychopath? Just try to think. Scotland, you got rid of Nicola Sturgeon, who was a psychopath, and now you've got the idiot. Well done. Anyway, I shall finish there. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see in here on the channel, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and remember, none of them are worth it. Not one. Bye.